In 1 month's time is the 4th year anniversary of my brain surgery.
What was your initial reaction to that diagnosis?
Bollocks.
Bollocks. I love it.
I'm going to have to address the elephant in the room. I'm going to have to tell people I've got cancer. If I don't do something within a day, it's like itchy. Very itchy on my mind. I always call myself the luckiest unlucky man in the world. My brain surgeon, who kind of coined, you're very unlucky, but you're actually within that bubble, you are incredibly lucky. If the cancer is playing hardball, I'm going to play hardball as well.
If you're enjoying this podcast, can I ask you to do one thing for me? That is to hit the subscribe button. On average, we have just 10% of people who listen to this podcast actually subscribe to it. If you subscribe to it, not only will you be the first person to be notified as soon as any brand new content goes live, it also means that we can go out and get even better guests for the show for you to enjoy. So just take 15 seconds of your time just to hit that subscribe button and I'll be eternally grateful. Thank you very much. What was your initial reaction to that diagnosis and how did it change your outlook on life?
Bollocks.
Bollocks. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was shocking, but my doctor was incredibly intelligent. A lot of doctors are very academically intelligent, and then social media, Jesus, I have to say that stuff so much. It just comes out of the vernacular so easy. Their social intelligence is often muck. Well, not often, but it's common enough that you'd have a doctor who is a terrible person when it comes to actual bedside manner.
Yeah, that's the phrase.
Tim Jones was my brain surgeon, and he's excellent when it comes to reading the audience, basically. And he picked up very quickly that I didn't want the pity party, and he just got onto okay, here are your options, here's what should be done, this is the best way of doing things, this is the easier way of doing things. And he just talked to me very well, and by the end of it I felt like I had a plan. It wasn't a particularly like fun plan, but like I had something to sort of focus on, as opposed to, you might not be able to fucking talk after this. So it was shocking, but I think quite quickly I went to solutions rather than panic mode.
And what you're doing now with the charity and, you know, aiming to smash like $2.5 million, $3 million, does that take up like every waking hour of your day now? Is that like full time?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like looking from the outside in online.
Yeah. If I don't do something within a day, it's like itchy. Very itchy on my mind. Even if it's like it doesn't necessarily have to be something directly related to the social media stuff, but like in my house at the moment, like we were saying, I'm looking to try and set up my own podcast, have guests over, because like so many people are DMing me, and it's like, how can I like get something out of this? Because like quite a lot of like A-listers, I'm not gonna name names, but like quite a lot of A-listers follow the account, and it's like, what am I gonna do with, like, surely this is an untapped resource that can help out with what I'm what I'm doing. But the idea is that, like, my point being, the house, decorating the house. So even though that's not directly related to social media, having a background that looks really good for when I'm going live on Twitch, for when I'm going live on, you know, Instagram, for when I'm having like sort of guests over into the house, I'm converting the house into a studio. Well, one of the rooms is now a studio, and so every little thing has either a direct connection or a passive connection to the goal, where it's making sure the diet is correct so that I'm able to run faster, so that I'm able to live longer.
Did you have a vision of what your future would look like back when you were working in the gym? Was there like a career path, a goal that you were looking to achieve within that at the time?
No, and that was often when I talk about how like cancer was the best thing that happened to my life, is because it gave me a clear road, which I didn't have before. And like, I was good at my job, but because as you probably know from being a personal trainer yourself, there's kind of like a bit of a cap of a ceiling for what you can progress as, and then from that point you kind of have to either start doing, PT work on social media in order to really sort of get in big clients, or you have to open your own gym or start your own business. And I really didn't want to start my own business. It doesn't suit my my way of working. Hence why I have like a manager to try and help out with all the admin. That's why I'm 2 hours late for this
It's
thing.
all good,
it's
man.
because like up here is perfectly functional, but like I was a moron before I got my brain cancer in certain aspects of the world. So like, it would not have suited me at all. And I was like, 30, and was like, am I going to be like 50 years of age teaching fitness classes? Like, where am I going to go with this? And then, woo, I got cancer. And I was like, right, go on something else.
What was the one thing that you needed to screw it, just do it, and take you from where you were to where you currently are now?
I think from watching films. I think from watching World War II films in particular. Real. I don't want to say action films, but films where real things happened, and I've always questioned who would I be in this scenario? Would I be the guy who's walking around trying to pick up his blown off arm in a thing? Would I be the guy who's maintaining his composure and like, telling people what to do? Would I be the guy who's like, in the bunker, who's, screaming and terrified, justifiably? I'm not like trying to say like I would have done D-Day brilliantly. I would have been like the best. I hate people who do that. And so I was always curious, who would I be? And so when I got my my diagnosis, it was like, right, this is your test. You actually wanted this test. I wouldn't want to go off and just join a war to find out, like, what am I like in war? It's like World War II, it's a pretty noble cause. It's like the Nazis, they're not the nicest of lads. Yeah, pretty easy to like, let's go to war against them. You don't have to justify it. Vietnam War, not so much. So this is my World War II. This is where I find out who I am. And so that was kind of from watching films.
Well, I wish you all the best. I'm sure, I have no doubt that you'll get there. You'll reach that figure. You'll smash it.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Iain, thank you very much.
Cheers, man.